Hello, I'm Scott Mueller. I'm going to make a YouTube video about how to change the spark plug boot on any small engine, but especially these two-stroke generators that are sold by Harbor Freight, and they're sold under different brand names. This one happens to be a Stormcat, and they've made Tail Gators, but they're all very similar two-stroke small generator. And they really benefit from putting on a better spark plug boot. Here's what I'm going to use. A spark plug boot. I usually buy the ones made by NGK. This one is a model 8031. Another one I've used is the model number 8020, but they're made by NGK. I'm sure most auto parts stores like O'Reilly Auto Parts could go ahead and order these for you if they're not on hand. This NGK model 8020 does not have any resistor built into it. This part number 8031 does have a 5K resistor built into it. I haven't been able to notice any difference between resistor or non-resistor, but they all will benefit. All of these generators will benefit greatly by having a new spark plug boot put on them. So you need the first thing I'm going to do is remove this. I also use some electrical tape and some dielectric grease. So I'm going to just pull the boot off. And what you see you have here is just kind of like a spring that's simply been crimped into the spark plug lead or the spark plug wire. Okay, so it's just simply pressed in there with the pliers, and hopefully one of the ends hits the core of the spark plug wire where the conductivity will take place. It's just a simple spring, nothing too fancy about it. But you know, the connection to the spark plug is very important, so when the coil is firing the spark plug, you don't lose any energy. So I'm going to take this out of here. I'm just going to pull it out of here, and you can see it's just, you know, short. It's just a coiled wire with a couple sharp leads on it that got pressed into the spark plug wire. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is show you what you get when in these NGK boxes. This one is the LB05E. It's the model 8031, and you could also use the LB05EP. That's the 8020. This one has no resistor built into it. This one does have a 5K resistor. So when you open these boxes, you get a new spark plug boot that's made out of some hard plastic. This is like a Bakelite material. It's threaded on the end, so you could easily insert it into the spark plug wire. It'll just follow that core of that wire right in. You just thread it on there. You also get a boot like this to go over the wire and then around the new spark plug connection. And then you also get a weatherproof boot which goes over the end of the spark plug, goes over the end of the spark plug boot before you put it over the spark plug. So first thing I'm going to do though is get a piece of electrical tape and wrap it around the wire, the spark plug wire, where those puncture holes are. And you don't need much, you just need one wrap. So I got that, and I'm just going to wrap it around where those, you know, where that spring was punctured into that wire, because we want it to be weatherproof. That's part of the reason we're doing this. Okay, now I'm going to just take a little dab of dielectric grease and put it on here. That'll help me slide that new boot in place. Just a little bit on there. And then this is the new boot that's going to go over it. Okay, we want to try to start this on there. And that dielectric grease should help it go into place, and if you turn it, it'll help it slide as well. Okay. Okay, so now I have the wire exposed. There's copper in here, so we're going to want to thread on. We're going to want to thread on the new spark plug boot. Okay, and there's like a screw attachment on the inside of it. So we're going to start threading it on, and we want it to go right up the center of the spark plug wire. It's going to make good contact throughout the length of the threaded portion of the boot. Okay, so I got it bottomed out there. Now I'm going to slide this boot over the end of it to give it some weather resistance. Okay, and I'm going to take a rag and wipe off the extra grease that got on the spark plug wire, but that dielectric grease will just further insulate it, give it some weather resistance. Okay, and now I'm going to put this boot over the opening of the spark plug attachment. Okay, and that'll give it some additional weather resistance, so when you push this over the plug, it'll seal it up against moisture and weather. So that's all there is to it. And now I'm going to just put it on the spark plug here. And inside here, there's a very good attachment. It's copper, and there's a couple spring steel pieces in here that firmly will go over the spark plug. Okay, so I'm going to put that over here. And it's on there snugly. And again, this is what the old one was like. The old one was just like a piece of spring steel with a couple sharp points on it that they crimped into the wire. And kind of suspect at best, I think. Okay, so we'll get that out of the way. And that's all there is to it. So that's how you put a new spark plug boot on one of these generators, or on really any small engine. But I'm a big fan of these NGK boots. They work quite well, very easy fix. And then after I do a repair like replacing the spark plug boot, I always like to go ahead and start the generator, make sure I have a good connection, make sure it's going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Gas is on. Let's give it a try. And there we go. We got a good connection here. And it should be good to go. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.